Busy day, huh?
It's kind of weird though. People seeing you in handcuffs, they give you this weird look, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'm like, okay, number one, I didn't kill nobody. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I didn't do nothing. I'm a good girl.
Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy. One skip by am. You're not. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I got a question. Ivory Rose and Nina are going over the FOIAs, as we know, and Ivory Rose brought up something, and I didn't think about this, but I kind of sort of did. Ivory Rose, her theory is that Gypsy was never going to go back with Nick, which I agree, but I also think that Nick was supposed to end up DEAD at the crime scene. Okay, so I don't think that Ivory Rose thinks that. And it came out in the FOIAs again that there were tickets and that Gypsy did not buy the ticket for her to leave the crime scene. So I always felt like he wasn't supposed to leave. It was supposed to look like a botched up home invasion where he loses his life and Gypsy's gone and never could she ever come back, and she will live forever. And they'll stop looking for her because they'll think with all of her illnesses, she's dead anyway. So that's what I think was. But now I think that it's very true in the sense that I still believe my theory. But remember I said in my last video when I went over it that she had to start thinking of like a plan B, like what was her plan B? Because I think that the person that she was supposed to originally leave with looked at the crime scene and said, I'm out of here. So I think that she decided that, yes, she would have to go and live with Nick. And the reason why she sent, because remember I kept saying, I don't understand why she sent the weapon. Why didn't she just keep the weapon? She thought of everything, right? So, and then I started thinking, well, she sent the weapon because she was still going to set Nick up. And that came out in the interrogation because, she acted like her mom was fine and that there were problems between Nick and her mom. And so that was her plan B, which I was wondering what the plan B was. So that's why, remember when she said, I wanted my mom's body to be found and I wanted this, and that's why I did this on the Facebook page? No. Where did this stuff come from? Why was there so much still available? Like there was messages, there was video. We saw the video, the instructional video of how to Dee. We saw Gypsy did that video, right? We also saw that video outside with the shed and stuff. These are videos that Gypsy did. Did she think it's never going to get that far? I mean, what was her line of thinking? Because I don't believe that. I think that Gypsy had so much confidence in Nick taking the blame for everything that she felt like it was, kind of foolproof. When in fact, Gypsy's own mouth is the thing that keeps getting Gypsy into trouble over and over again. Even in the interrogation room, when we realize, yeah, how sick were you really, Gypsy? When you're talking about all of your trips and you're eating royal mashed potatoes and going here and going there and everything that your mom did for you. And then you turn around and she becomes an ABUSER. She was never that in the interrogation. She was never that to anybody until you needed her to be for an alibi. And then you took your mom's legacy and you shat on it. And this is the person that you are. You know, you unalived your mom at an early age. Your mom, it seems to me like, as lazy as you are, that we know you to be, and how much shit of yours was in that house. It just not necessities, just plain bullshit. That doesn't go along the lines of an ABUSER. That's not the way somebody who is being mistreated has so much stuff. They don't have so much. They have very little things, people that tend to be ABUSED'd. But you had so much, and your mom had so little. Your mom almost had her foot cut off, but still she was picking you up and carrying you places. Where was the guilt on that? If we're to believe that you knew how to walk and you didn't tell your mom, and you were letting your mom, as sick as she was and as big as you were getting, carry you around places, how friggin' selfish are you really? And how long has that been going on? When did this street in you develop? How did it happen? Because originally, everybody had the nicest things to say about Dee Dee. Everybody, including Christy. She used to call her Mama Dee Dee, remember? And then all of a sudden, all of this switched, and the woman's dead. So she hadn't done anything to change anything. Yet the story of her changed, and she didn't do anything to change it. So how does that happen? How do we figure that one out? So when is it? When do we get it right finally and start seeing who Gypsy? When does the mainstream media catch up with this? Because it's out there now. She is fully exposed and continues to expose herself more with each lie that she says. Everything that was supposed to make Nick look bad was orchestrated by one Gypsy Rose Blanchard. It all came from her imagination, her screenplay, all about her. How did that happen? Where did we miss it? Why was there people that were trying to cover it up? What were they getting from Gypsy? And now that it's all come out, who's going to be standing there looking good when they know that the monster, the Charles Manson, for real, that they let out in 8.5 years? How are they going to live with that? I just am asking. What else is there? What else more are we going to learn? How are we going to get, well, we will. We will get more and more angry and more frustrated at the fact that Gypsy's out here living her best life and making a lot of money off of the death and the legacy of her mom, which she very well took, not just unalive, but took the legacy. And like Nick, what did her mom do, really, except try to do the best she could by her? That's what it looks like. That's what it really looks like when you get through all the bullshit of Gypsies and all the smoke screens of everybody else, and you just look at the facts. Just look at the facts. Read the facts. Yep. Guys, the FOIAs, there's a link to them on my Facebook page. Thank you, Trixie Lane, for putting that up for me. The rest of you guys, I sent them to you. But yeah, if you go on my Facebook page, you can get them yourself now. You don't have to wait for me to email them to you. And guys, if you're so inclined, you don't have to, but if you'd like to, Into the Weeds podcast is taking donations for the FOIAs. I went ahead and I donated. And don't forget, you could hear the FOIAs through Nina and Ivory Rose, and you can through Trixie Lane, and there's a few other content creators that are as well reading the FOIAs. Guys, I'm not reading them. I'm just going through the highlights. Guys, be better today than you were yesterday, not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Try to be kind, guys. Thanks, and take care.